2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the beat back.
Hello YouTube, this is the KingPinofCinema bringing you guys another Magic the Gathering deck review. Today I'll be showcasing my latest creation, my Mirror deck, or Meyer. I'm still not quite sure about the pronunciation, so for simplicity's sake I'll just say Meyer, because personally I like calling them Meyers better than Mirror. Mirror sounds kind of gay, but whatever. That's not what we're here to debate. What we are here to debate is how to make a Meyer deck. Now, this is what I've been able to put together, and I'm going to go by what I have in this deck, how some of the strategies work, and if you guys have any suggestions, please put them on the forum, and I'll try and implement them if I do have the cards. You have to keep in mind, this is what I have to work with. And this is the best I can do. So, hopefully, you'll find this showcase informative on ideas for you to make your own deck. And let's get started. We're going to start with the colored spells and creatures I have in here. I have one Planeswalker, Tezzeret, the Seeker, because, for one, he can untap 2 target artifacts, he can search for artifacts, and his main ability makes every artifact into a 5/5 creature. So, though that last ability is really good, I prefer the other 2 more, since this is, as you can see, a very heavy artifact deck. Then I have the Master's Call, which is from the latest set. I use it to bring in 2 colorless Meyer tokens. You know, nothing special. I just get more creatures out, and that's why I use it. Tempered Steel, however, gives all artifact creatures +2/+2. Now, one thing you could probably do is run 4 of these. I mean, you could probably take some of these out and have 4 of these. So, that's one thing that I want to try and work towards, is getting more of these, because +2/+2 for these 1/1s goes a long way. Now over here is the only other white colored card I have in here, Mirrorsmith. Basically, whenever I cast an artifact spell, I pay 1 and I get a Mirror token, a Meyer token. So, not essential, but getting creatures out, it is really good at doing. Now to the Mirror themselves. We have Mirror Propagator. Tap 3, tap him, and it makes an exact copy of himself. So if you have a lot of mana, you can make a lot of these guys. You know, hopefully he can double himself every turn for however many turns that you can accomplish the mana required to do that. Then we got, you know, the standard gold, silver, copper, iron, and leaden mirrors. Basically, each of these guys taps and gives you a colored mana of their respective plane where they inhabit. So the gold is white, silver blue, leaden black, iron red, and copper green. These guys just help with the mana excel, as well as this guy who taps for 2 colorless mana, which is insanely good, and I would like to have more of him. And then we got the Plague ones. Now for 2, you get a 1/1 that has Infect and can tap for 1 colorless mana. These guys are pretty good. Just for how much they get, when they come into play for 2. Okay, and then moving on, we have Darksteel Myers for 3. You get a 0/3 creature that's indestructible. And personally, I love anything that's indestructible. I just love it. Lobstone Mire, one of the few rare Mire creatures. He has trample, and basically how this guy works is you tap Mires, or artifacts in general, and he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So if you have a lot of creatures, which this deck is capable of doing, he gets very big, and I can do a lot of damage with him. Now, one of the other few rare mirror is Shimmer. He basically has flash, and he gives them all flash. Nothing great, nothing special, but it's something. It's effective. Mirror Enforcer, he gives them all. Basically, you can play him for free. That's all he's for. He's a 4/4, and I can put him out for free depending on how many artifacts I have. Perilous Mire, not too special. Mire Battlesphere. Now, this is one of the more important ones. Oh, and do forgive the glare. I have sleeves on all my cards, so there's probably a lot of glare. Sorry about that. Basically, how this guy works is, this bastard is pretty freaking awesome. He comes out in the play with 4 1/1s, and for every Mire that you tap for him, does a damage to your opponent and makes him stronger. But that can only be used when he's attacking. So if you have a lot of them, which there is, you can directly damage your opponent a lot, and potentially hurt him even more because of how big he can get. Then we got Mire Galvanizer, who gives all Mire +1/+1, and you can untap them all. Ironclaw Mire has Infect. Nothing special, but he's okay. Really, Mire Galvanizer, 3 or 4 of these guys is what you want to have for optimal usage. Mire Welder, who's an imprint kind of guy. He steals activated abilities from decks. Not completely necessary, but he's pretty good. Now we get into the support artifacts. We got Mire Turbine and Mire Matrix. Mire Turbine, Mire Matrix. It's basically the same art. Very similar. But ability-wise, it couldn't be any radically different. So here with the Turbine, you tap it for a 1/1 creature, or you can tap 5 guys and this, and you can search your deck for any Mire and put out in the play for free. So if I put this guy out, I got my 5, tap this, and get a Galvanizer. Then we got the Matrix, which gives them all +1/+1, is indestructible, and for 5 mana, you can make a 1/1. Mirror, Mirror Reservoir, basically you tap it for 2 mana, but can only be used on mirror spells and activated abilities. But it does have a recurrence, though, which is really, really good. You tap 3, tap it, return target mirror card from your graveyard to your hand. Origin Spell Bomb, basically you sacrifice it, get a 1/1, tap 1 white, and you get a 1/1 mirror as well. So you can use it to get cards and get creatures. Lux Cannon, not necessary, but I like it because it's for creature removal. Genesis Chamber, and this affects every person in play. Anytime they play a creature, you get a 1/1 mirror token. So this can work against you, but it could be very beneficial. Tower of Calamities. Basically, since this deck is capable of generating so much mana, you tap 8, tap it, and deal 12 damage to target creature. So this is for creature removal. Same with Lux Cannon. Welding Jar. For 0, you put it into play, sacrifice it, regenerate target artifact, in which a very heavy artifact deck, I would highly recommend it. Okay, Darksteel Ignite. Tap it for any mana, and it's indestructible. And I love anything that's indestructible. Howling Mine. This is one that's very popular. It's been reprinted a lot, and I love it. Basically, every player gets to draw an extra card on their turn. So it can work against you, but for a deck that you can play your hand so quickly, I highly recommend using any means necessary of drawing as many cards as you can. Or even more turbines would be good. I mean, if I had them, I would have like 4 of these guys and this, and just be constantly just getting out the big dudes as fast as I can by searching my deck and having like 2 or 3 of these. So that's one way of utilizing these cards. Then we got Incubator, and I love this card, by the way. Basically, I sacrifice it, and I search my whole deck and remove any artifact cards, and I put a 1/1 creature mirror token into play. And I can get out a lot. I could get out like 40 to 50 of them. I mean, depending on what point I play it. And if I have these guys out in play, or Tempered Steel, I mean, you're looking at like 3 3s, 4 4s, 5 5s even. And next turn, they're all ready, rearing to go. And then we got Tower of Eons, basically like Calamities, tap 8, tap it, and you get 10 life. So that was kind of the fix. The one problem I saw was life gain. I did have Eons in here for drawing additional cards, but I'm taking it out. So really, the couple of things you want to focus on to kind of make this more well-rounded is drawing cards, because you got the mana to play it, and maybe try and find a way for air defense, because there is no air defense, so hopefully you can keep your opponent on the defensive of how many creatures you're putting out. And another thing is probably finding a way to give more creatures trample, because you can make them really big, but you need trample in order to handle that. So maybe a Chroma's Memorial would be perfect for this deck. Mana-wise, I decided to go old color. I got some green. I mean, well, that's obviously black, not green. Blue, red, green, and white. Since I have so many white casting cards, white was the most prominent color that I went with. And I got some Dark Steel Citadels. It's a land that comes into play, it gives you 1 colorless, and it's indestructible. Like I said, I love indestructible things. One day I would love to make a deck that's nothing but indestructible. But for right now, this is my Meyer/Mir deck, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and I look forward to reading feedback. Have a good day. Bye.